Let me redo myself.
Modern day masculine man, take one.
What makes a modern day masculine man? When you drink your liquor straight. A modern day masculine man. I pay all the bills and I tells my woman the truth. Got my shit together, do what I wanna do, say what I wanna say. I won't break you, are not me, and I am not you. I kept it real, so now I can do what I wanna do. Modern masculine man. Welcome to Man School.
Welcome to the modern masculine man.
And she said, fatherhood, present, absent, or unprepared. Either way, you're a father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether you're present, absent, or unprepared.
Yeah.
Either way, you're a father.
Yeah.
So
well, let me say this to the topic.
Go ahead.
I'm just hearing what we finna talk about. So I think that's one of the raw things about two brothers coming together to have a real conversation. This ain't no premeditation. If you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready. Like you say, let's talk, man. So it don't matter what it is. Yeah.
So Trav, I want to dive into perspectives of fatherhood. Me, first of all, I grew up without a father. You grew up with a father. So we're naturally going to have different perspectives on fatherhood. One thing I could say about when I met my father, which endeared me to my wife, I was 38 years old, and my wife tracked my aunt down on Facebook and set up some meeting, and we get to this house, and I see this lady walking down the street, and I just bust out crying. I feel like I was looking in the mirror, man. Yeah. And then this nigga come around the corner in a fucking 3-piece suit in the middle of June, tall, looking just like me. And I'm saying to myself, damn, my friends always said either call me Grub, either Grub got on some sweatpants or he fucking dressed up like he going to church. So when I seen this nigga like that, man, it was just so amazing. And I went in the backyard, and it was like an Antoine Fisher moment. It was like 100 family members, 150 people. And my aunt just walked me around and introduced me, and I shook each person's hand. This your cousin, this your great uncle. And it was such an overwhelming moment for me, man. About halfway through, I just broke down, and like I had a panic attack, and I had to get out of there. My aunt understood it. She said, well, let me take him in the house. This is too much for him. And it was kind of like, as I met each person, they was like, this your cousin, he went to school here, this person graduated here, this person is a musician, this person plays trumpet, everybody in the family is a musician, everybody could sing, everybody was educated. And I was just feeling like, wow, I'm just meeting an entire half of my legacy. And all I could think about was, some of you motherfuckers could have helped me out in life. That's all I could think about. And I don't know, it was a moment where I was mad at my dad, but I was more mad at my mother. And my mother didn't never badmouth my dad coming up. She just never encouraged it. And it was a weird situation. I thought another man was my father up until I was about 14 years old. So I wouldn't even knew. So long story short, I had two brothers that would come down to my hometown for homecoming at the church each year. And they've been looking at me every year like, yeah, we knew you was our brother, but our aunt told us it ain't our place to say nothing. And they kids holding this secret. And what I realized, he's got 5 other sons other than me. I'm saying all this to tell you my fatherhood situation. Then you tell yours, and then we'll talk about how we became fathers, and we're going to just delve into a conversation. And so it was like, I told my brother, I said, well, at least you had him growing up, man. You know, I always wanted to know where I got my swagger from, how I walk, how I talk, this and the other. And my brother was like, yeah, you think that, but he was so in and out of my life, I wish I wouldn't have knew him. And I never thought about that from a perspective of, I said, explain. He said, well, he would show up during the summer. You want to live with me? Stay with me a week. Drop me off. I don't see him 3 more years. Buy me school clothes and Christmas 1 year. I don't see him for another 5 years. And he was like, just the in and out was just gruesome on him. And I just felt like I would have rather had that in and out, just because I remember being a young man, and I'll say this, and a lot of men won't admit this, man, but I try to be as transparent as possible. I remember being a young man because I was tall and slim and dark with good hair. Any man on TV that seemed like he was tall, slim with good hair, any man in the neighborhood, I don't care whether he was a dope boy or a janitor, that man looked like he could be my daddy. I gravitated to him. And so when I talked to my brother, and my brother said, man, you really didn't want to know this nigga. You know what I'm saying? But as I sat there and got to know him, I was like, wow, we just alike. And I understood his side of the story. But it's not like we tight now. You know what I'm saying? I'll get into that later. Yeah. But how was your image of your father growing up? Like just as a child, and then as far as a man? Because I don't even have a childhood image of my father. Like, did you have a hero? Like, my dad is stronger than everybody. You know what I'm saying? Or my dad, you know, get into that.
Growing up, man, like I say, all I ever known my dad at day one, you know, he a very prideful man, and he was my hero. Like I say, and everything that a son would look up to his father as. I believed in my daddy. I saw my daddy go through a lot, and I understood at a young age that my daddy wanted me to be better than him. So in a sense of dealing with whatever we dealt with in life, whether it was my parents going through an era where it was drugs or whatever, hard times, I always knew that my daddy wanted to be the best him. And I was always learning to say, I'm going to be better than my daddy. You know what I mean? So as a man, still to this day, I strive to make my daddy proud in a way to say, you know, I was raised to be this way. So I got a lot of respect for my daddy, man, the good, the bad, the ugly. And it's a lot of ugly in that in terms of emotional type things. You know, I say as fatherhood, when you got a father, this relationship get very tricky. You know, is things about this where say every man wants to raise his son to be better than him. But you got a man who been beat down in his ego his whole life, who always done felt like he ain't good enough. And then he get a son that he sees begin to go beyond his spectrum, and now it becomes an envy type thing. So it's like I raised him to be better than me, but I don't want to accept it because it make me feel like even more I ain't never been shit. So that relationship get real tricky, man. And it's a cycle that as a father today, and I would even hope my son take all the things with my intentions of trying to be the best I can be. But I would even hope that he would take my weaknesses and they become his strengths to push it further. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this. Do you think when what you're saying is tricky, do you think that can be broken with you and your son as far as is it really tricky, or is it just a man that has a hard time revealing his emotions to his son? Do you reveal your emotions to your son like that, where one day when you look at your son and you see your son better than you, which is what you're hoping for, do you think you and your son will be able to sit down and talk about that based on the way you're emotionally open to your son? Or is your dad not, or are you not emotional openly to your dad? Like, what's so tricky about it?
I think me personally, I intentionally build the relationship for my son, or at least those are my intentions. Now, like you say, it's still a challenge. I still got to go through it to get to it. Ain't nobody above the bullshit. As a man in today's time who's in this game fighting the good fight to raise a family, our children ain't getting they getting hit with everything everybody else getting. So we got to stand strong in our principles to know we got to fight for these relationships. But at least I understand in a better way. I want to hear my son. I want my son to know, son, I believe in you. Son, there's no limit to what you can do. You see what I'm saying? Because
did your dad not tell you all that? Did your dad not tell you all that?
No. My daddy told me, hey, look, my daddy told me, you know, Fuck college. All you gonna do is go play football and come back limping and get a job like a regular motherfucker. But I was academically gifted and played and was a 4-year MVP that could have potentially went way beyond athletics. That's why I want to prove so much right now, because I never got validated or made or the people that I strive to make proud ever see the potential. So as a father today, man, I want my son to know that more than he know anything. Your daddy believe in your son.
So let me ask you this.
That's a lot of pain in me that you feel right now. And I say that to say, let me say this. My daddy gave all he had and the best he could be. And at 46 years old finna be, I'm still trying to accept that.
So let me ask you this, because this is going somewhere I didn't expect it to go, but I'm just going to talk to you how I feel, because I never would have expected this conversation to go like it went, for somebody to say my daddy was my all, he was this, he was my hero, blah, 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 blah. And then to turn around and basically it sounded like your daddy was a little jealous of your academics and your football and just wanted you to be a factory worker. Like he didn't want you to pursue that part of your life. Like, how does someone be your all and blah, blah, blah? Like, I'm not trying to get you to discredit your father.
No. See, but let me say this right here. See, that's what this is about. It's about understanding.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand.
We're talking real life shit. So it's the difference between being present, being absent, and being unknown. Some people can't fight this fight. Some people will tank out this motherfucking fight. See, I had a daddy that fought the fight.
Yeah. All
in
through
the
it all.
morning, we might fight the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Look, man. Or he might say something from a sincere place to where it's like he putting gunpowder in my mouth. And in his mind, this is why you, boy. I've been putting gunpowder in your mouth all your life. Why the fuck you think you bad the way you is, boy? And I'm like, fuck that gunpowder, man. Tell me you love me. So the fight's still going on. So ain't nothing about life. Fucking peaches. Nah, this is what make it work.
So it's almost like, let me give you what I hear. All right. It's like a loving daddy pit bull who just training his son to fight, and his son turns into a fighting bad world grand champion. But the son just like, well, daddy, why you ain't let me go do dog shows or do whatever I wanted to do? And the daddy like, motherfucker, you tough now because of me. You might have didn't go to college and play your sport, but you run the fucking plant because of me. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And let me say this right here, man. Let me break it down how this works. Because I don't know where we're going, but I know where we at. It's a song on the radio. Say, baby, I'm a dog, I'm a mutt. Oh. Baby, I'm a dog, I'm a mutt. And we're saying we're a mutt with some type of goddamn I'm a mutt.
Like
do we understand what a fucking mutt is, man?
Not a shitty dog, mixed breed.
Don't know what the fuck it is. So, like we talk about, man, all babies start from sex. That ain't deep. All babies begin with sex. Baby, I'm a dog, I'm a mutt.
Mutt.
The soul can't keep no secret that behavior won't reveal.
Hey, man,
you shared a real point. You shared a real point about.
Hold up. This is the comedic side of me. I'm sitting here. I gotta stop.
This shit real, man.
Why you had to sing that shit so good and be so serious? Baby, I'm a dog. I'm a mutt.
Hey, man, I love that shit, man. When I say, man, I ain't no goddamn mutt. You know what I mean, man? I'm a motherfucking thoroughbred, my nigga. You understand?
He finna talk shit about it. I said, hold on, this nigga sung this shit like he love this shit.
Hey, look. Listen to what I'm telling y'all, man. We talking about fatherhood, man. I ain't no motherfucking mutt. I know what I'm made of. My dad is 70 years old, man. My dad done been through some shit, overcame some shit.
Yeah.
A real black man life that's free, prideful. Got a lot of pain in his heart that ain't gonna never be healed, but he a strong black man. Man,
So
I'm made from that shit. I study that shit to know, but his people don't got the reference. And man, like you say, the soul can't keep no secret that behavior won't reveal.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody done been through it. But look, right now, if you hear my voice, if you a father, man, come on, man. Them baby got to know what they made of.
Present, absent, or unprepared.
Cause they out there singing this shit. Baby, I'm a dog, I'm a mutt. Ooh, baby, take your time, baby, don't rush.
Ooh.
Hey, I'm a motherfucking dog, I'm a mutt. You know what a fucking mutt is? Man, come on, y'all.
But they telling the truth, man. They don't know what they saying, but that's what they are according to the way our family structures are today. You remember I said that's one of the things that I give you your superpower. You're a married man with kids by the same woman. No outside kids, and your white woman don't got no outside kids. That right there, that's like a superpower to me. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into present, absent, or unprepared. Because like I said, regardless, once that seed connect and that birth child is born, you're a father. You know what I'm saying? So whether you present, absent, or unprepared, what do you say to the question of, were you prepared? How tell the story when you had your first son, or your son is your oldest child, right?
Okay, no. This is a deep story here, brother.
I know you had a situation first, but get into your fatherhood story of how you became a father, and did you feel prepared, or when this shit hit you? Because it hit me, and I'm a grown ass man. You didn't raise two sons, you know what I'm saying, stepsons, but that fatherhood shit hit me like a ton of bricks. But get into your fatherhood story, how you became a father and all that.
Boy, it brought me to this moment. In 2004, me and my wife, she was my girlfriend then. Our first, she got pregnant. We went the whole 9 months. Baby was stillborn. Leading up to that, we had the baby shower. I had the whole nursery done. I mean, everything, man. I mean, went to the last appointment like, yeah, they finna induce labor, no heartbeat. So went through that traumatic experience. And at that point, man, all I wanted, bro, was to be a father.
So you were ready for it,
man. So from that point, for 5 years, we trying, and I mean literally every day, other than when nature don't allow. I mean, I'm target shooting. You know what I'm saying, man? All I want to be,
man. Don't make me laugh.
All I want to be is a daddy, dog. Right? All I want to be is a daddy. So that was 04. So 08 now, we get married. And that's why I know and I believe in order. It's an order.
Wow.
Order of certain things, man.
This is deep where you going here,
Order, man. And anything out of order has malfunction. This ain't got nothing to do with how you feel. This how it work. Right? So we're trying. We get married, right? Now, here goes some powerful thing that happened. On my birthday, my 28th birthday, I go to work. I'm a plant supervisor, plant manager, $28,100,000 a year at the top of my manufacturing career. That same year, I opened up for Lil Boosie here in Charlotte, and I made Lil Boosie understand this is my goddamn city up in here tonight, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I was at an all-time high.
Yeah.
But all I really wanted in my soul was to be a daddy, man.
Yeah.
So I lost my job on my birthday. Boom. Devastated. Get rushed to the hospital. High blood pressure, diabetes. I'm at my heaviest. I'm about 350. For real, but I'm living good. 28 years old, I ain't never sold dope, got over $40,000 saved that I ain't got to touch, a leader in every aspect of life. I'm at my peak. Lost my job, in the hospital, they telling me I'm about to die. First time in my life I ever been scared. I lost 60 pounds in 3 months. I ain't eat no sugar. I ain't eat no fried food. All I drank was water, and I did 4 miles a day, me and my wife. Made some of the best music. I came out of the wilderness, Devon. I'm going somewhere about fatherhood, dog. It's real. And in the midst of that, man, I told my wife, I say, look, man, something happening. Something happening. I say, something finna happen, right? I'm thinking my music finna take off. I'm thinking something finna take off. But in the midst of me becoming my best self, she got pregnant.
Yeah.
And it taught me, man, sometimes we gotta look, sometimes what you think negative be necessary. In every aspect of life, y'all, fuck how you feel. This how it work. It takes some negative shit that you really think gonna destroy you to really happen to make it work. You just got to know what it is. For me, it was losing a child and losing a job that I thought I hung everything on.
Especially if not going to college and making 100 bands, man.
So when my wife got
everything
pregnant,
your dad wanted you to do.
But listen, but when my wife got pregnant with my son, man, I understood the journey, man. I understood the journey. And I understood when I lost my first son. My aunt told me, she said, God don't make mistakes. I looked up in the sky and said, I done everything right. I can't buy that. And that was 20 years ago. I've been on a journey. I've been on a journey of understanding this God thing, this life thing, this mind thing, this relationship thing, this everything that it takes for a man to be upright and win in this here world. And it led me to this moment with you, brother. That's what fatherhood means to me. It's my everything and all thing. And before fatherhood, there's husbandhood. There's an order to this thing, man. And we got to stop being animals and thinking like rationalizing shit because, like I say, the soul can't keep no secret that behavior won't reveal. But in the order, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we all know when shit is not in order, you know, it can happen. You know, their births, like you and your wife were destined to be together and y'all destined to stay together. So y'all needed that order. But we do know no babies are born out of order, but it be fucked up situations happening. Like you said, the fucking behavior gonna reveal what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Devon. Watch this though. Here go the whole point to that. See, like we say, ain't nobody above the bullshit. This ain't to compare. This ain't to say we all got bullshit we dealing with.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we got access to the children, whether in our home or somewhere, to restore the order.
Yeah.
What else the fuck? Look, like I say, I mean, we all got war wounds, but we at least got to show the babies the real war wounds. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if we ain't talking about that, then maybe we just rationalizing. Hey, look, we rationalizing any goddamn thing.
What's the hardest part about being a father?
Expectations is the seed of disappointment. Trying to balance my emotions with expectation of my children and not make them feel the pressure of disappointing me, man, or not making them feel I'm disappointed. Man,
everything deep with you. I'm thinking, I'm right. I wanted you to say some shit like paying these damn bills.
No, dog. We talking about some real shit, man, because that shit hard for me, man. And I give an example. And this is real life shit.
Yeah.
Just take sports. I can say I'm one of the best ever come out of my high school at my position, right? My son see videos and trophies. My son play football. Yeah, that's my son. I look, man, you got, look, you ain't no mutt. Boy, you made from a bloodline that's raw and bite. Same thing we do with pit bull. Boy, this is what you made of. So, as a father who got to support him, when he out there more socially than he is with an ego, and he having fun, and who am I to put expectations on his peace, his happiness? He having the time of his life. So yeah, my ego, boy, that's hard being a father.
You know, man.
Well, let me say this on the other spectrum. Or my daughter, who vibrant, beautiful, young. I'm putting confidence in her. She getting hit with all the trends that's coming at my baby, and I got to block that shit and cut that shit in every aspect my baby don't understand yet. Man, that's hard as a goddamn father. And them the type of things that make people lose their children forever.
Yeah,
Some
because
be a YN out this motherfucker and you don't know it.
Yeah, it get to the point where there's a level of having a parent and a level of understanding. It's like the zone of proximal development. In education, that's what you just explained. It's like if you got a child, and we'll use sports as an example because we all know that's mundane example. We all understand. If you got a kid that can shoot ball on a little kid goal real good, you say, yeah, if I keep him on this little kid goal, it ain't gonna help him. Let's move him up a little bit higher, but I can't move him up too high because if he miss and can't shoot it high enough too many times, he'll give up. So we got to have it just high enough that he can reach it, but really, really have to. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like if you set too much expectations, it'll make the kids give up, but you got to set enough expectations. So like with your son, I remember having stepsons on the field, and let's say, for example, of what you were saying with ego and pride, right? Having stepsons, they on the football field and they doing something great. And like, which one your son? I'm like, number 14 or whatever. And they come off the field, they just got a pick or did something great. And then they be like, Jay, I did good. And then the person look at me like, Jay, that ain't your motherfucking son, nigga. You proud of a nigga that ain't even your own son. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand that wanting to be proud of a kid, and in certain stances where you want him in your ego, you want him to be more trying to dominate the game, and he just socially having fun, and he may be balling, but he ain't out there fucking fighting for his life like you would.
You see what I'm saying, man? And when I stand in the mirror in that, I stand in the mirror in that, and I like I say, this the work we got to do as fathers, dog.
Yeah.
I'm telling you how it works. So when I stand in the mirror and examine that and comb through that, just like you said, I realized when I was out there on that field. See, I was out there for real with a real reason that was fueled by some real pain.
Yeah, I
had to prove some shit. You see what I'm saying? My son ain't got to prove shit. So how dare I put my expectations in him when that's the better version of me?
That's just like I was watching this boxer, and his son wanted to box, and his daddy told him, I'll put you in it, but I don't think you're gonna be good. And he was like, why? You don't believe in me? And his daddy was just like, boxers have to be hungry on a different level, and you just grew up with it. And I forgot the guy's name, but his son is actually a fucking beast. That was the whole point of the documentary, of him trying to prove to his daddy, like, I can work just as hard as you because I want to be as great as you without having to been poor and drugged through the fucking mud. And he's a great fighter now. I'm trying to figure out the motherfucking name. His daddy was a middleweight France.
Shane Mosley. It wasn't Shane Mosley.
It wasn't Shane. But I ain't gonna try to think on that shit.
Yeah, but hey, let me make this point too, man. Like, since we talking about sports, tell you, like when we was growing up and we was playing throw 'em up, monk 'em up, right?
We call him goddamn Killer Man.
Yeah, Killer Man. That means you get a whole group of all the people and you throw up the ball and it hit the ground, and somebody got to pick it up and run it, knowing that the whole mob gonna tackle them. See, it was something happened in that game that brought out leadership and understanding. we knew who was going to get the ball, and we knew who was scared to get the ball.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about fatherhood and leadership amongst men, and this is what hero train, this is what Bears and Bubbles, this is what masculine manhood is really all about. It's like, I'm a ball runner. I'm finna pick it up and see how bad you really want to tackle me. Because I'm finna run up your chest. Let's go. Right? But in that, even if a man ain't got that naturally, he at least get to be around it to examine it, to know the standard. And so he may not have the money to go buy his family everything like the other dude over there, but he got the principles of it. You understand what I'm saying, man?
Trav, let me ask you something. I got to throw this out here. You know, I just get on my psychology sometimes. We talking about fatherhood, and then if we want to talk about the absence of fatherhood. Notice how you just said when you around that, even if you're not the tough kid that's going to run the ball, you get to see the standard. You get to see when you can jump in and try to tackle and help out and whatnot. Think about games. It's the exact opposite. You got to get your ass beat to be in this. The absence of fatherhood. Now, think about little boys in our own game. In order to be tough, you got to beat and do something. But they say you can be a part of this if you just survive an ass beating. Can't anybody survive an ass beating if you just don't kill them?
Hey, man, let me tell you something, boy.
Think about this, man. I thought about that when you said that throw them up shit. Like,
hey, look, you triggering something in me when you say that goddamn survive. Hey, look, let me tell you something. And I want everybody to hear this tonight to know. That's everything I talk from my soul to you, to listening, to know that, man, you ain't ever got to get your ass beat. You ain't ever got, man, it ain't a damn thing other than your name and your soul that you got to be powerful. And anything that tell you different, they full of shit. I just want to say that on the fucking record. But
yeah, I need you to go beat up Debo to be in my game.
Yeah, man, fuck.
Not let us beat your. If that's the case, we can go around the corner and get old Miss Gladys, stomp her out, and if she don't die, Miss Gladys is in the game.
hey, Javon, but let me get back on the point and say this, and I'm gonna get back to you. I always talk about where we come from, right? Our grandmamas had 9 and 12 kids, right?
Yeah.
I'm finna be 46 in July, so all our generation was a part. All our parents was a part of them 9 and 12 kids, right?
Yeah.
And grandma's baby went through some shit. They went through the drug era. They went through a whole lot of shit. And if she had about 2 or 3 of them got caught up in it. Down here in Charlotte in the South, 2 or 3 of them got a job at Southern Bell. One might have got a job at UPS, and you had all the standards of living coming to grandma's house together, right? The rich cousins, the no daddy cousins. You see what I'm saying, man?
Boy, the way you be describing that shit is funny.
Hey, look, but in grandma's house, in that essence, right? Out of all my cousins, I was the only one had a daddy present.
Mm-hmm.
So all my cousins came to spend the night over my house. All my cousins worked with me and my daddy in the summer. All my cousins, so it was like, ain't no excuse. Ain't no excuse now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying, man?
Yeah.
You know, that's what I say. Hey, look, I want to sing something. No, I ain't gonna sing nothing.
Go ahead, sing, man. Sing your song. Hey, look, it's a powerful thing when you sing your own song.
Hey, look, and I'm starting to feel good. But nah, go ahead though, man. But nah, look, but I cut all the bullshit, man. If we don't say nothing else, some men don't believe in themselves enough to even think that they will add value to a child's life.
Yeah,
and they justify that by staying out of it.
And
in that man's mind, he right than a motherfucker. That's how deep we is, dog.
You know what, man? I've always said this, and a lot of brothers get mad at me. And I know the Bible said ain't no vitriol, ain't nothing like a woman scorn, but I just feel like if a man really want to see his children and be in their life, and it's a woman that he didn't put dick to, and that they had some type of relationship for her to want to have his child, I feel like he can quarterback that. Now, he might have to humble himself and go through a little something, but I feel like a woman hold a child from a man when he won't do certain things that any woman would need. It's like getting a lick back. Okay, if you ain't gonna give me some fucking money, that's the first thing. You know what I'm saying? I had a fatherhood class secretly online where I was reuniting families, and I done reunited some families, and there's some brothers that can attest to that. And I always told them brothers, look, the first thing you got to do is say, I'm sorry, because you weren't there. You weren't there when she had the baby. You didn't go to no doctor visits. So really the first thing you said was, bitch, you was cheating on me, or you don't know who your baby daddy is. That's the first statement you made to her. Then when you weren't there, this woman was by herself with this baby. And that's hard, leaving a hospital with a baby by your motherfucking self. And then this woman has had the responsibility, and you've been free. And that this baby's got a certain age, and it's got a nice little edge up, and you want to come around. And this woman is mad and she's angry. The first thing you need to say is, I'm sorry for the times that I won't hear. From there, y'all need to have a real discussion about how this baby was conceived. Was you a jump off? Was you somebody that I was in love with? Did I lead you on? Were we living together? Were we saying we're going to get married? What? And then I said, from there, what you got to do is tell this woman, now I'm going to be some type of asset to your life. Because most women don't, the only thing women get mad about is when they can't do the extra, because women like to show off. So when it's birthday time, school close times, Christmas time, and Easter, if a woman can't provide those extras, that's when she started to realize, think about her baby daddy. So at the minimum, you can come in and say, I'm going to provide birthday, Christmas, Easter, and school clothes. And out of 10 cases, this is real. I had a class of 10 guys. 7 of those women immediately said, okay, if you can commit to that, we can fucking talk about you being a daddy.
Yeah.
3 of them said it won't, but I know they didn't come at it. So I just want to go this far as to say what you said. If you don't have that thing in you that think you'll be valuable to a child, you will do that. Now I know there are men that fight for their children every day, but for the most part, motherfuckers ain't fighting to see their kids. They using that woman keep me away as an excuse, man. What you think about that?
Hey, look, this ain't this ain't deep. This ain't no deep shit, y'all. And don't make this deep. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. When a man witness his seed come out of a woman, that's him witnessing God. And I'm telling you, this ain't deep. Any man that stood there in the hospital and watched his baby come out of a woman, something happens that humbles you, knows you, and makes you give you your assignment to say, God damn it, I'm locked in. I promise you. Now, as powerful as that is, a whole lot of daddies ain't witnessed God. And I ain't talking about no shit we believe in, no goddamn fairy tales. And I'm going to cuss to make it sound raw. I'm talking about real life shit. Real life shit. Think about the men who out here playing daddy that ain't never witnessed God to get the assignment. And babies made from goddamn sex. And there's 2 contexts of sex. When there's respect and there's honor. And I got a 15-year-old son that's 6'1" and goddamn handsome. And goddamn, I already know what time it is. But I got to let him understand, boy, you got a gun on you that's goddamn, hey, look, I'm the son of a gun. Ever since that motherfucker shot me, ain't nothing been able to stop me. And I'm ready, and I shot my gun. So he got to understand what the gun is. This ain't no deep ass shit.
But Trav,
somebody got to tell him.
Let me ask you this though. This is where I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Somebody got not to tell him though, Javon.
I know, but like you said, you the son of a gun, and ever since you got shot out, can't nobody do that. Your daddy taught you about your gun. You was responsible with your gun. You got
this, though, Javon. Watch
what
this,
about
though,
these
Javon.
motherfuckers out here just
Watch
shooting
this.
at bus?
Watch this, Javon. Stop right there. Watch this.
Yeah.
The truth is in the moment. The moment is now here. It ain't nowhere else but in the moment.
Yeah.
Who in the moment with me right now? You.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
ain't
Yeah.
stop you neither. And you hit that motherfucker without a manual. Yeah, goddamn, hey, look.
That's why I say I'm playing devil's advocate for the motherfuckers on here, because you know I don't want to call out men that's learning.
Here. Ain't nothing stop nobody who will.
Yeah.
We here.
When I say playing devil's advocate as a teacher, I know sometime when shit get too strong for a motherfucker, my job is to say, hey, for the weak motherfuckers. I hate to say it like this, like, hey, for the weak motherfuckers, it's really, we understand your flaws, son, but
this modern masculine man, goddamn it, hey, look, they gonna get tougher, they gonna get off, hey, look, goddamn, hey, look, what's the alternative?
But you know what I love? This is the sweet alternative is this. I like having a show with you because so many years I have yelled and screamed and fucking please listen and preached and sang and sweat. I don't have the passion in me that you have.
Well, let me say some passion.
I'm just throwing the passion pass to you, the alley-oop. Like, hey, Trav, knock all this shit home I've been saying. You can say it in such prophetic ways. I like how you say church. It's almost like the church of Trav. You say shit in ways that I like. People tell me I say shit in the ways that they like. You say shit in ways that I like. So
can I say some real shit about Puff Daddy in a way?
I get to be calm.
Can I say some real shit about Puff Daddy in my way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and I want you to get your take on this, but so I saw they were saying that the narrative on the trial was that the male escort worked in Puffy's favor. And the favor was him saying that Cassidy paid him for the sex, and she was the one who told him to pee in her mouth.
Yeah.
And everybody said, yeah, he gonna get off because she told him to pee in the mouth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God damn, ain't nobody saying shit about pee in the goddamn mouth. Right? Like, pee in the mouth. I said, what? I said, so everybody want to pee in the mouth when they get rich. Right?
Freaky motherfuckers, man.
Listen to what I'm saying, though. See, there's order. Let's break it down, man. I'm talking about goddamn to its purest compound. See, the objective is to work the hole and make something come out.
Yeah.
That's the objective, ain't it?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what level you on. The objective is to work the hole to make something come out. So
for regular motherfuckers like me and you.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
All right, I'm gonna rebuttal you when you finish.
I'm gonna say what I'm saying. Hey, look, boy, I love this right here. It's just like this right here.
Hey, look, say the saying. Look, hold up. What am I saying? Hold up. Look, right here. I'm gonna hit that drum. Say that sound. Welcome to the JoJo. We about to kick it in the goddamn JoJo. How that shit go?
Yeah. Okay. Well, here go what I'm saying. Yeah. You said we two masters.
Yeah.
One dojo, two styles of goddamn judo. Let's kick our shit.
Hey, kick your shit on it. Go ahead. I'm gonna rebuttal you when you finish.
Right? The objective is to work the hole and make it come out.
Mm-hmm.
The confidence of a man, the ego of a man, and knowing what he give.
Yeah.
See what he give. See the gun. See what he give. And when you give that thing raw, man,
yeah,
the power is in who receiving and what's being received. So if you ain't coming from that perspective, and you are a receiving type motherfucker all the time, I don't know. You understand what I'm saying, man? So I'm saying when you can't never get away from the objective. It's like if I meet you at the racetrack, I don't give a fuck if you using goddamn carburetor or fuel injection. We talking about fuel, air, and motherfucking fire.
We gonna race.
We're gonna race. Fuel, air, and fire. I don't give a fuck how you combine it. You can't get above power. That's what caused power. So the objective.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you get into peeing in the mouth and all this shit, and like you say, man, come on, is we really rationalizing animalistic type of shit? And then we don't realize why fatherhood and young niggas and whole bitches is goddamn a reality? Come on, man.
Now you see why I always
talking about. I ain't talking no social media shit. I'm talking real life.
Now you see why I always said I wish they wouldn't have never let niggas on TV, radio, movies, or professional sports.
I'm talking about these 12-year-old daughters went to eat pussy.
Yeah.
I'm talking for real. We don't understand. We ain't even, man, look. Man, Puffy gonna get off because he didn't want the one that said pee in the mouth.
Mm-hmm. Now see me, I think he gonna get off just because I like to predict shit. I don't condone none of that shit, but this is what I'll say in the dojo, because we kicking it back and forth in the dojo. Me and you are regular men with regular appetites, regular tastes, and our tastes are still different. When you let a nigga get money, he act white. I have said this forever, Trav. Religion, politics, and entertainment is for pedophilia and freakazoid shit, because anytime where you have power and control, your sexual nature is gonna get so deviant. So say, for example, these motherfuckers have had the most beautiful women you can ever think of having. You see what I'm saying? You a married man who has had a child by one woman, 2 children. Y'all have lost a child together, went to a traumatic experience together, and y'all have a bond that you feel like to sleep around on her would take your integrity down, whether she knew it or not. You see what I'm saying? So your perspective, these motherfuckers are rich. They done been in orgies. They can't even get hard off a woman no more. He needed to see that man piss in his girl mouth. So he's sitting back and she wanted to get pissed in the mouth. He didn't even know he was going to like it till she got pissed in the mouth. And this shit is normal and has become normalized in our culture. The same way that music and entertainment and us being on TV, the shit you were singing earlier, I'm a dog, I'm a mutt. We singing this shit like being a mutt is being normalized. What do we call a what do we call a bitch in college or young? A smut. That's a smut bitch. You know what I'm saying? This shit is being normalized. What we don't realize, Cassie was $1 million smut. She's $1 million smut that got paid. I don't think he should get off. I just think when it's all said and done, in the fairness of the world, I think he is going to get off. I just prophesied that. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying that. I've been saying that way before this shit came out, even after he beat her. You know what I'm saying? So this shit is normalized now.
I really don't give a fuck. I just hope we paying attention to get something. It's like, just like, man,
all this is a result of you don't have to worry about your daughter and your son. I ain't mean to cut you off. To get back to caveat back to our point, because we both agreeing. All of this shit is a result of no fatherhood. Now I'm gonna use one of your examples, like one of your stories, like you would tell. It was a lot of shit going on in Chicago in the goddamn projects, but James Evans' kids won't gonna get involved in that shit. And when they did, they stepped up and stepped that shit out. So fatherhood is the motherfucking protector from all that shit, but the absence of fatherhood is the motherfucking breeding ground for all that shit. Why little girls run to the street behind grown men early? Why little boys chase these grown men who can turn them on to a vision of life, dreams, or dope boys in the hood. That shit ain't nothing. But the absence of fatherhood is what creates that. But you grew up around all that shit, and I think you said maybe some people in your family was into that shit, but you never got into that shit because of the fatherhood. The protective it's like a goddamn umbrella or something over your head.
Over mine or yours?
Yours, because of your father, the fatherhood and the protective umbrella you got. Like you just said earlier, all that shit coming at your daughter. She young. You remember you said she fine. You got to karate chop that shit down. That protective fatherhood is what's going to stop the diddiness of the world, for lack of a better word. But that diddiness is going to chew motherfuckers without no father up.
Yeah. Hey, look. I'm gonna give you a real life example, right? And my story kind of crazy. When I was in the 6th grade, right, all my friends in the neighborhood, I grew up in Hidden Valley here in Charlotte. And I know people heard Hidden Valley Kings, but all that's a lie. Hidden Valley was like, if you stayed in Hidden Valley, you had 2 parents, you was damn near the Huxtables of Charlotte, North Carolina. I ain't shit gangster about, man, there was some real black people and black families. But anyway, I grew up in Hidden Valley. And all my friends was in the 9th grade when I was in the 6th grade. And so in the 9th grade, they started getting their license. It was right when so funkified. And so my daddy saw me grow up with them ever since we done growed up. But I'm the same size. So I was like, Dad, they going to the club. Can I go to the club? And he say, yeah. He say, what time the club closed? I said, they said 2. So that was my curfew. Be home at 2:30. I'm in the 6th grade. My curfew 2:30. This ain't no goddamn lie. Right. Look, so I'm getting exposed to a lot of shit. Cause I guess my daddy trusts me. And I'm scared as hell of my daddy. But it was one time in high school, my homeboy, we were going to Hooters. And I wasn't driving yet, but I was still riding. And I said, Daddy, we going to Hooters. He said, you ain't goddamn going. I said, what you mean? You ain't motherfucking going. I'm like, why I can't go? Because I goddamn said so. Right? So I had to go tell him, man, I can't go, man.
Yeah.
And that shit fucked me up so bad that day, bro. To this day, when I don't want to go, I can't go. I can hit that switch in my mind and be like, man, I ain't got to go nowhere where everybody else go. That nigga taught me a lesson, man. And I really thought at the time he was just being an asshole. So I ain't want, and I'm telling that story to say, I ain't making this shit sound magical. I ain't making this shit sound,
it ain't deep.
It's just fucking having intentions of wanting your child to be the best they can goddamn be. That ain't deep.
It ain't deep. It's kind of like with him saying, you figure if you let me stay out to 2:00 in the morning to go to the club, you're gonna let me go to Hooters. This was one of them examples for whatever reason, whether it's the titties or just no motherfucker. To this day, it lets you know you ain't got to be a trendsetter follower. You can save your money and stack for your family. And if you ain't got to go to fucking Myrtle Beach every week, bike week or do the things that the world and the men like, whether it's sneakers or whether it's fucking hats or gold chains, you know what I'm saying? My mom used to always say you old enough for your wants not to hurt you. And I so understand that shit now, man. But when I was younger, I never understood how much that is. Your wants, you old enough for that shit not to hurt you. Now, when you was a little kid and you wanted that lollipop in the grocery store and your mama said no, you'll fall out, bust your head because you was too young. But now we old enough for our wants not to hurt us.
Check this out too, though. You've been you since your birthday. You got to be real about who you is, cause we was children who wasn't rich, who couldn't get whatever they wanted, and we was I'm gonna speak for me. I don't know about you, but my daddy told me, he say, one thing I wasn't gonna never let you do was wear no goddamn Jeepers. He said, I ain't give a damn. I wasn't gonna buy you no $100 shoes, but I told myself you wasn't gonna wear no Jeepers. And I remember one time Pick and Pay sold Converse, and I was like, man, why we going to Pick and Pay? He was like, they sell goddamn Converse.
We're gonna put you in the jocks. I remember I had a shoe called Jocks.
Yeah. But I'm saying this to say, it was certain principles, man, that I had to learn to accept and respect. But that's what gave me character. That's what made me be in the 12th grade knowing that, man, all I needed was some decent shoes. I could go buy Kmart clothes and goddamn, hey, shit, man, name brand ain't never made me. But what was the alternative if my daddy wasn't gonna buy it? So that's what being a good father is, putting principle in a child, man.
I was going to say that because even with my sons, I think the biggest thing is having a father makes you have to figure out who you are for attention and shine. Like, because with my boys, I used to always tell them, when you're not having the Jordans, I'm going to take you to Ross. I'm going to let you get as many pair of shoes in here as you want. And you're going to figure out your own style. You're going to play your sports. You're going to be intelligent. You're going to be in your music. You're going to figure out what you are to be cool. We ain't finna dress you and turn you into fucking cool daddy. You know how sometimes kids can be given everything and they give them a personality. And it's like, boy, you really don't have a personality. You just got a video game and the kids come to your house. You got the 4-wheeler. Your mama and daddy give you this. We can wear your sneakers. You got clothes. And it's like, I was like, the biggest thing I seen about my friends that had fathers, whatever shine or respect or attention they got, it was some fucking authentic that they had to fucking work for. That's the biggest take I have from kids in my neighborhood that had fathers, and that's what I always wanted to instill in my boys. You gonna figure out how to be fucking cool. I ain't finna send you with school with the iPhone and the headphones and the sneakers and drop you off at school every day and get your lunch money so you can shop out the cafeteria, eat fish fillet and shit. I'm not finna do that. You're gonna have to figure out if either you're gonna be cool daddy or you're gonna be motherfucking unknown. Because you're going to have to figure that shit out.
You know, man, like I say, man, like you say, me being raised with my daddy, me knowing that my daddy was a daddy to those around me. You know what I mean? All my friends, my cousins, they still to this day, boy, think Charles is the coolest motherfucker on the north side of Nebraska. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, boy, y'all can't imagine being that nigga's son, man. You know what I mean, man? Hey, look, that dude raw. But I say this to say, like you say, we all got access to children in one way or another, man. We all got access, man. Or it's always gonna be children paying attention to you. It's exactly. Like integrity, man. Who are you when no one is looking? And the whole trick to that is someone is always looking, dog.
Exactly.
Somebody always looking.
And you know what's so funny, man? That's why when I met my wife and I knew I liked her and had worked with her a few times, I didn't even know she had kids. I knew I liked her. And when I saw she had kids, I said, I got a van and I'm taking 7 kids to football practice every day anyway. And all they mama trying to give me some pussy. I'm having to be like, no, give me some bread and bologna for when I got your boys with me. It's 7 of you. I got 7 kids with me. I pick them up in the morning. We go to the park. We train our little football stuff. They be with me all day. Then we go get some little hot dogs from the dollar store. You know what I'm saying? Some little juices. And we go to practice. I got these kids with me. I got 7 kids with me. I got 7 mothers just flirting with me, trying to give me food at the football field. And I'm saying, hey, give me some gas money. Then I meet this woman and I like her. This is the woman I like. And she got 2 kids. I'm like, y'all get in the car too. Kids always around.
You see how you explain that reality, right?
Yeah, that's the reality of it. That's
the reality of it. Now watch this right here, right? Sometimes you got to examine the slip before you examine the fall, right? But see, that's the slip right there.
Yeah.
You see all the slips, but you was careful in your steps, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when people ain't careful in their steps and they get caught up in the slips, see, now we all see on social media that beautiful woman who got a college education. She ain't shit. Ain't man like God damn, man, she damn near perfect. You done saw a baby come, the baby done graduated. You ain't never saw a daddy at the shit. You ain't never saw, but man, she got everything going for herself, almost to create an illusion to be like, I know ain't shit motherfucker done goddamn got her and just left her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the soul can't keep no secret that behavior won't reveal. And we turning in, we objectifying sex only from a nature perspective with no morality, with no anything. And even going into a point you make, like you say, it's 2 million black women in America. 1 million black men. If they all paired up, it's still gonna be 1 million women without one, and half of the men already fucked up and destroyed. So there's always a spiritual fight that a good man got to glow that's gonna attract all of these souls that need it, bro. This shit real life shit. But see, a powerful man can resist the things he desires to protect the ones he loves. That's why I say this ain't no bullshit when a man can stand up and say, man, I fight this fight for real now.
And like you said, that last episode,
you know what I mean?
A married man that works every day can marginalize this bullshit.
You see what I'm saying? But we got to understand this fight, and we got to realize that we know the slips. But the fowls fall all under the leaves and under the trees, and we kick them motherfuckers to the side and act like goddamn we don't know.
It's funny because when we talk about fatherhood, when we talk about absent, present, or unprepared, I never wanted to, because of how growing up with a father, I didn't want to meet my father. I didn't want to be a father. How I viewed fatherhood, and I'm gonna be honest. Church had a lot to do with that. I didn't know my father growing up. And then when I went to church, they always used to be like, God is our father, our father, our father. And I used to always be like, I don't know my father. And I don't be hearing nothing in my head from God. I mean, I'm just being honest of the word father never sat right with me. Just the idea of fatherhood like this, God is our father. Like, why is we so fucked up, God? Why is our
have divorce appeared in it since you became a biological father?
I think I hear it from myself.
Well, let me say this to that understanding. You arrived. You took, like you say, the first journey was absent, but you arrived where you at now. That's what you supposed to hear. As a child, you were supposed to hear your daddy, but it came to a point in maturity where that voice became yours. So you ain't have that voice, but now you got it. I
think the cool thing about it is when I got to a certain age, I started longing to be a father. And I knew, I don't know if it was just want to see my face in another person's for ego, if I wanted to make sure my balls worked, or if I was longing to be a father. You know, I got 4 goddaughters, so I always wanted a daughter. You know what I'm saying? But growing up, I always was the guy that was careful about sex and using condoms, and I just always felt like growing up, the men in my family, my uncles were loose with their meat to a certain extent. They all were married, but they had side children. And all they talked about was how child support and loose dick will destroy your life. That's a saying in my family. Just you buy more, you can't buy more than one chicken. So I just was always scared of child support and going to jail. I seen these niggas in and out of jail for child support, arguing back and forth. It just made me say, man, I don't want to have no children with a woman unless I was married. And then when I got married, my woman had children. So I was like, I'm cool with that. And then I got to a certain age where I really wanted to be a father. So I always shunned fatherhood. Like you say, your hopes and dreams was to be a father because you had a father.
Let's say me growing up in my lane of being a good young man in a sense, athlete, good grades. Well, everybody that I associated with, whether it was football or whatever, we all had discipline. We all had a structure. And I'll say this, in high school, we all got more girls than anybody who wasn't us, right? But we just had discipline.
Mm-hmm.
We understood. We kept, you understand what I'm saying, man? I don't think it was about more or less. It was about any vibrant man growing up, even now in today's time, any young man that has confidence.
Yeah.
And it comes out of him in a glow type of way. That's what caused attraction. Through the misnumberization, he will attract more women than he can even know and understand if he don't have confidence right now.
Yeah.
That's just how it works. So a young man 16, if he get his license and he confident and he cute, he gonna get him some. I don't think you can stop it unless he just tunnel vision in a sport and you marginalize everywhere he ain't. You understand what I'm saying? You can't stop that, man.
Yeah.
But I'm saying this to say, it's about the discipline.
Yeah.
And it's some dudes that they just say, man, I had a girlfriend, man, she got pregnant. But they daddies. They the best of their situation. Whether they with the mama or not, they daddies.
Yeah.
But when you talk about absent, see, absent is a real thing. And absent always is associated with shame. See, some men be absent. He a good man, but he got a family. And he don't know how to, that thing that get real tricky, dickhead. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he damned if he do and he damned if he don't. So sometimes he will and sometimes he won't. But according on whose perspective that is. You see what I'm saying, man? So
yeah.
That's when it comes to that shame. And she's shame.
I just recently went through a situation with a partner I'm doing one-on-one with, and I told her I was going to use this story for this conversation. He was married, and him and his wife, she had a kid when they came together. He had a kid when they came together. So they came together with a blended family. And basically he wanted more kids, and she was saying she wanted more kids, but she really had her tubes tied. Long story short, he found out about it, didn't say nothing. He went and got another woman pregnant, had a baby. Wife like, don't bring this baby in my house. I ain't gonna be a part of this situation, blah, blah, blah. And the thing that shit was so funny, because when I was talking to him and her together, he done told her, you gonna goddamn grow breast milk and learn and fucking nurse the child if I say so. You ain't gonna tell me I ain't gonna bring my child in my house that I, made with an outside woman, and I pay these bills. And she like, you can be a father. Why you got to bring the child in this house? And he's leaving her. You know what I'm saying? And it's a situation where, how you was talking about marginalizing your bullshit. It's like, this man is actually finna have to leave his family, the child he got with her, just to be a father to his new child. And it's so crazy of how we put these children in these situations. Like, I got brothers that I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say this about you, about my man. And ain't nothing you can tell him. Ain't no right answer for how he got to deal with this shit.
Yeah, it won't. I say,
ain't like you say, ain't no right answer. Ain't nothing nobody came ready to tell you how the fuck to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta, hey, look, get it how you live, and whatever balance is, you got to define that at that moment. But first of all, you got to accept you done fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no right answer. So And like I got friends in that situation. Ain't no right answer, but now you got to deal with the hurt. You got to deal with everything the best way you can. And see, this is the power of life. Let me show you this. This is the power of life. See. There's power in simplicity. 2 + 2 is 4. 3 + 3 is 6. As long as we keep it simple, we ain't got to think. We can react. We can our instinct kick in. But when you start multiplying and dividing and goddamn siding and goddamn low siding, what's 3 divided by 2 times 3 over there with 10 minus 9? Motherfucker, you got to think, and I'm going to whoop your ass while you thinking. So when somebody make that equation fucked up, man, I don't know how to do that crazy ass goddamn math. Ain't nothing you can tell a man.
Yeah. He bought it on his own.
Strong.
Yeah. I just think it's such an amazing dynamic because I grew up in a household. I have it was 6 of us, but 4 different daddies. And just seeing the situations that it create, the envy that it create amongst children at certain situations where my brother's father, he would always take me everywhere he went with them. And they would be like, they young men, they little kids, our dad to take you with us. Or if he take them school clothes shopping when he came around, he would buy my school clothes. So they saw it as them getting less shit because he buying my shit. It made me feel happy, but also envious of being picked on by them. You know what I'm saying? So it creates a lot of crazy shit amongst the kids and the siblings when you get older and you're trying to have a family and break all of that bullshit and dysfunction up. You still have these feelings of, motherfucker, you used to torment me about your daddy helping me out. Motherfucker, you 12 years older than me.
Hey, look, Javon, I'm gonna be real with you. Just like you always say. What you say about your height and shit?
6'6".
Hey, look. At what age was you taller than your brothers?
About 13.
You see what I'm saying, man? So, from a child's mind, bro, it could have been that. You know what I mean, man?
Them niggas short to this day too.
At the end of the day, we all children that done got old.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
In most people's mind, it don't be deep. It be like, nigga, that's what you been mad at me about all your goddamn life. That's why you were talking shit about my daddy, man. Yeah, one time you told me.
I got a quick daddy story. It's a story, but it could be a joke. Let me know if I can use this as a joke, but it's a real true story. I remember me and my homeboy Jeff was sitting on the front porch. His mama and my mama was best friends, and we was sitting on the porch, and we was just talking shit as little boys do, about 4 or 5 years old. And all of a sudden, Jeff said, "My daddy can beat your daddy." I said, "No, your daddy can't beat my daddy. My daddy kick your daddy's ass." He said, "My daddy can beat Batman." I said, "My daddy can beat Superman." He said, "My daddy can beat the Incredible Hulk." I said, "My daddy can beat God." He got so goddamn mad because he couldn't think of nothing. He done reached over and hit me upside the head with a pink champagne bottle.
Yeah.
I started crying. They come out there, ask us what the hell going on. I can't tell a story because I'm just over crying. I'm waiting to see him get his ass beat. He said his daddy could beat God and I couldn't think of nobody, so I hit him. They bust out laughing and said, "Boy, ain't that one of y'all met y'all damn daddy before?" Yeah. That's a true story, man.
No, but you know what though, man? That's powerful within itself, because when there is nothing in real life, we all as humans go to our imagination.
Yeah.
We all go to our imagination. And I got a song where I say, if you really want to see it, all you got to do is close your eyes.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do it look like? What do you like you say, God, your daddy, what do it look like? And I'm gonna speak for myself. It looked like me done lost all the weight and done got a little tall, and goddamn in every posture where I get built and turned into this Superman. Boy, I look like I'm goddamn, hey, look, I'm doing this shit on camera. I look like I'm goddamn almighty in my mind. And I'm telling you some real life shit. I don't know what the fuck y'all see,
Man,
but that's
you
what I
got,
do,
hey man,
man. I'm telling you.
boy, listen, when I tell you that should be funny when you do that shit right there, that need to be part of your gear because when you do it, I said, this nigga look like and sound like he a little boy, 5 years old, and he just in his head, I can beat everybody and I can climb that nigga. So I be feeling like I look, because remember I had asked you, we was talking about working out and shit. You was like, yeah, that's one of my weaknesses, but in my mind.
Hey, look, let me tell you a real life story. When I was in high school, right? I had to play JV a year and I played tailback. And the coach told me, he said, well, on varsity to be a running back, you got to run a 4-second 40. And I think at the time I was 260. I was 260 pounds, right? And I say, man, well, I'm going to just play defensive tackle. But then as they say, no, man, I'm a running back. So I say, well, I'm going to run a 4-second 40. So we had the fastest dude in the state. His name was Amar Blakeney. He ran the 100. And I studied and watched him. And I closed my eyes and imagined I was like him, right? And I told him, I said, hey, Scoot, his name's Scoot. I said, man, when I do my 40, race me, man. And I goddamn, my cousin told me how to come out the goddamn blocks like a track star. And man, I'm talking about, man, I ain't even practiced it. I just kept imagining myself. And dog, I did that shit and I imagined I was motherfucking Scoot. And I ran a 4.8, goddamn it. I say, goddamn it, give me my motherfucking 43 jersey. I'm finna run this goddamn rock. And the coach couldn't say shit. So as a child, when I say that shit, dog, at my heaviest, in my mind, I'm for real, goddamn. I'm for real. I ain't lying. I'm gonna tell you what I'm about to tell you. That's some real life shit. And I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what hero training is about.
Yeah.
Letting you understand we all got that power. And
Yeah.
if you see yourself as a man being an almighty father and your children loving you, then I promise you every time you wake up and run the play, man, it's a first down and touchdown to getting them touchdowns where you touchdown at that doorstep and your baby hug you or you look at your baby and it's a mutual respect.
Yeah.
Man, come on, dog. I don't give a fuck if it's 4th and goddamn 30. We going for that motherfucking shit.
You already needle and threaded. Well, Trav, I'm about to have to get ready out of here, but I got something I want to show the people, man.
Come on.
I ain't even opened it yet. I said I'm gonna wait to online. My guy Trav, he wrote a book. It's called Hero Training. And I'm very proud of it, man. I'm gonna open this thing up online. I'm proud of you because I grew up reading a lot and I love to read, but to write a book has always been something that I felt like, man, that's like some white people shit, or it's like such a big feat to me for somebody to write a book. You know what I'm saying? And people would always tell me I should write a book, I should write a book, or I should write a book. But when I see a book with no pictures and all these pages and you got to read and, you know, coming out of grad school, I don't want to write no more. And it's like, but when I see this man's book, Hero Training, and you see it's right behind him, Hero Training on his banner, it inspires me to say, hey man, I'm gonna write my book. I ordered it. I was gonna order the online copy where I could just listen to it or whatever. Then I said, man, let me get the real shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me support the brother in a different way. Let me get the real shit. And it's not even supporting. It's just buying some shit. He's buying some shit to read. I think the guy's interested. I'm going to read his book. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to critique it. I'm going to let him know. I'm probably going to order me another copy so I can get it signed. You know what I'm saying? Get him to write me a long ass message in it. Cause I believe when he blow, he going to pull me along with him. And when I blow, I'm going to pull him along with me. So, if we can share shit in the name of hate, share this in the name of love. Hero Training. Congratulations, my nigga.
There ain't no book just to say I wrote a book. Man, that's a reflection of my soul. And I think one page at a time, man, can break something up in everybody's mind, man, to get us back to understanding, man, that we all got a power that's inside of each and every last one of us. And if we just give it to each other, because we ain't got nothing else to do with it, we'll understand. We all we got. We all we need.
And I'm already liking the format because I'm seeing some pictures and I'm seeing some bullet points. And I like this type of reading, man. Sometimes it looks like it's more instructional, informational guidance, where I'm gonna get some out of it, some practical knowledge, as opposed to just a fictionary tale about, hey, this is what's my life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm liking how it look already. I like the illustration. It don't feel like it's gonna be a long, hard read. So I'm very interested to see how you put together a curriculum, because that's what I'm seeing just from the bullet points and looking at the back. It's a curriculum. So before we get out of here, hero training, foundational principles. What is hero training? Go ahead and hit them with it real quick.
Hero training is attitude, morale, and behavior, discipline, and commitment. It's about waking up every day and running the play. We all wake up every day and go through the same thing. We got to go stand in that mirror. We got to brush our teeth. We got to do something to freshen start the day. That's where the day started, in that mirror, man. Looking in your own eyes, man, and feeding it what's real. Ever since my children been able to stand and speak to their own self, I tell them I'm strong, I'm smart, I'm beautiful, I'm loved. Feed yourself the words that will fuel your imagination and create the picture. And the more and more you understand how every role that you operate in work, then you will be there and be dependable to be a hero and a shero for all that's divine for you and in your path. And I think it's an everyday commitment for the rest of our lives to truly stand in our posture, to know that we all we got, we all we need. Appreciate you, brother.
Well, there it is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all stay tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. I see y'all tomorrow night with my co-host, Miss Carla. I appreciate my guy, Trav. Trav, tell them where they can get the book from.
Amazon.com, Hero Training, The Power of Perspective. Get that, man. Like I say, it's the real deal. It ain't about me. It's about you understanding you.
Y'all already know what time it is. We gon' business on up out of here. Peace. Let me go out to my
modern day masculine man. Take one.
What makes a modern day masculine man? When you drink your liquor straight, a modern day masculine man. I pay all the bills, and I tells my woman the truth. Got my shit together, do what I wanna do, say what I wanna say. I won't bend, I won't break, you are not me, and I am not you. I kept it real, so now I can do what I wanna do.
Welcome to the Modern Masculine Man Podcast, bitch. Woo!
Boy, that shit was real though, man. Man, this shit real though, man. I love the hell out of you, brother. For real, though. You